Hello, welcome back again to pattern making with Let Morris. I am going to continue. I'm going to call this stage 2. We're going to go on to the back because we've already done the front. So this is the back, and I've drawn on here the back raglan line, and I have come in a half an inch at the waist because my dart on the waist was 1.5 inches. So I only want to put an inch dart in the back. So I've taken, I'm going to take a half an inch out the back. So I've taken a quarter out there, and on the other side it will be a quarter as well. So I've come in, you see where I've come in and back into there with the green. So I need to trace off all, and I've reshaped the dart. So it's now smaller. I've come in at the bottom 1.5 inches like I did the front, and I've shaped it back into the hip line. And I'm now going to, I've also put a mark where I want the pleat to be, the knife pleat, open knife pleat. So I'm now going to trace off this section here, this new section that I've got on here. So this is what I've done. I've placed a new sheet of paper on that, and I've traced it off. So as you can see, it's now traced off. So once I've got that traced off, I'm going to put my draft away, and I'm going to add my seam allowance on this new piece that I have and create my pleat. So I've got my dart in, which is just right here, and I'm going to now add my 1/4 inch around the neckline like I did on the front, and I'm going to add 1/2 inch on my raglan line here, 1/2 inch, and I'm going to go 1/2 inch down the side because I want 1/2 inch on the side seams. So I'm going to go down there, follow the shape round as we did on the front, and we're going to go around the hip, follow it round 1 centimeter. You use your curve if you can't do it freehand along there, and then when we come down to the bottom, we just add 1 centimeter, which is a straight line there because that's straight all the way down, and it starts to curve around the hip there. And if you remember, we add 1 inch at the bottom for felled hem that we want on there. So we take that across, and this is where I want my pleat. I'm going to do my pleat 2 inches or 1.5 inches. You can make your pleat. So I'm going to measure out from the center line my pleat, which is, I'm going to make it 2 inches. So you draw a straight line up to that point, and then along here we're going to add 1 centimeter for down the center back. So I'm going to just draw that on here, mark it on centimeter. I'm going to take it all the way down to where I've got that pleat, the mark for the pleat, and I'm going to put in my waist notches, which is along there, and I am going to also, from the hip, from the waist down, I measure 8 inches. That's where the end of my zip is going to be. So I'm just going to put a notch there. I'm going to put 2 little notches, actually. That's indicating where my zip is going to go from there to the top. And then I am going to, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just come out. I'm going to slant it from where I've got my pleat there, where I want it to finish. I'm going to slant it down to there, like that, and I'm going to go up. So this is now my pleat here, along that point there. So once I've got that, I'm going to check before I cut out that my side seam match onto the front before I do any cutting out. So I know this is going to be my dart section. I'm going to put a drill hole there and a drill hole there. You could put one exactly in the middle if you want, and you just go 1/2 inch either side for when you come to machine it, and we just drop the dart 1/2 inch on there and come up a little bit, 1/2 inch, but we know that we have to run back to that point and run back to that point. So now this is now your back section, and we just write on there back, and we're going to cut how many? One? I don't think so. We're going to cut two because we need two of those for the back. But before we get hold of our side front, and we're going to check it to make sure that it fits onto our side seam like that. Fits onto there, and you check it, and it should fit along the side. So your side seam fits. Okay, so that is the whole of your back already, all done, cut out, ready for you to lay on your fabric. So that's what the back is. And don't forget to put two little notches to indicate that that is your back, so you don't get them mixed up. I've got one notch there and I've got one here, and that's between where we're going to put the gathers on our sleeves, but we won't notch them until after we've done the sleeve. So once we've got that, that's your back already. If you would want to line this garment, you would just cut the whole back as it is without the pleating, okay, and we'll cut away like a little, I'll just mark that in, so just above where the pleat is, we just do a little curve and we curve it around, take that away if we did a lining, and we just make the lining 1.25 inches shorter than the actual garment. So if you wanted to line it, because if I want to do this, I'm deciding to do this dress in a crepe, you know, a satin back crepe or a plain crepe, which it will drape very nice. You just shape that round just above where you want the pleat, and that will be your lining. You use the same pattern piece for your lining. On the front, you would do the same thing. You would use your center front, cut it out as it is, make it 1 inch shorter or 1.5 inches. Cut out the size as it is for lining, 1.5 inches shorter, and that will be your lining piece as well as your fabric pieces. So once you've got that, that's your back complete, and then we're going to go on to the next stage, stage 3, to do our sleeve. So I will be back shortly. Don't forget to share, like, give a thumbs up, and subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching. Be back soon. Bye.